Hello and welcome to Heroes of History. This time we are looking into Marco Polo and seeing if he is good. A little over 700 in attack is good. Defense 511, well, not too good, but well, he is an offensive area damager. So let's look into the stats here. 247, normal. Same attack range, movement speed slow, and well, normal. So there's nothing extraordinary about his ordinary stats here. Let's look into his ability. Burst of Discovery. Initial charge 8 seconds, regular charge 8 seconds, so it's really coming down, well, always the same intervals. While he can do a teleport storm, he teleports into the largest cluster of enemy units, causing an explosion on arrival. The explosion deals 212.33% damage in a range of 2. It's at level 10 right now, so it's rather high, but that's, I guess, is okay. Well, here's a bit of a wild card, and I think you'll see that in a second. No, I don't need an ascension pack, please. Get that out of your head, and no, we don't want to go down that road. We'll continue here on the down flute plates and compare him the same as usual. As I rule out Matsumosa, I've moved him up to level 60. I could just as well make him useful. I find my melee search better. To rule one of the area damage out, I have taken Ocelotl and removed him from the scene. And instead of him, we should find Matsumosa no, not Matsumosa, Marco Polo, of course. And let's just see if this level 40 team can do better. Now, as I told you, he is a bit of a wild card. You'll see that in a moment when he uses his ability. Because it's, well, he lands in the middle of his enemies, and if he doesn't kill them, they'll all target him because he's all of a sudden the closest enemy to them, which is why he can be a wild card. You can of course control him yourself rather than doing auto like I do all the time. That way, well, it's not that much of a wild card, but as he does right now and kill everyone when he lands, it's not a bad idea to use him. It's actually a great idea because, well, there's no damage coming his way when he rains down this way, and if we can keep the other heroes alive and do only 3 stars this round, I think we should move on the difficulty a bit for the future videos, of course. And let's see here, what do we have in the battle stats? And he won the Most Valuable Player award. Well, and that's an impressive amount of damage he does. Let's see if we can keep it up in the next 4 battles before concluding this video. Now let's continue up here to battle number 4 in this province. Let's just charge in. Now there's no the sad drawback here is there's no close combat unit, which makes those range units being the target of all those enemies here. It can be a bad thing, but that depends on whether or not those close combat units can actually act out like a tank or not. Because as you see here, when he lands here, well, there's not really a lot of units around here, well, to annoy them, to kill them, and the 3-star is then all of a sudden easy to get. Now let's look at the battle stats and see who won the Best Player award. Pythagoras won it back. And actually, Marco Polo, well, did a lot less damage than the rest of them in this round, so let's see, it has its ups and downs with landing a blow as an area damager, and well, he only got 1 shot, where a AAA is very constant in his because he lands everywhere. Pythagoras a bit the same because it moves around his ability, which also helps keep hitting enemy units. I think that, well, again, is a bit of a wild card with this Marco Polo guy. But we can see here if he can rule in here, because you can see here how he easily defeats those units and take out a large number of enemies. So again, a bit of a wild card, especially as he only has one blow to deal. And here, early on in the battle, now you'll probably see him. Oh no, there wasn't too many. There was already in close combat with Aemilius Tertius, so there he was a bit lucky not to be overrun. He could just as well have been that. Now let's see how it turned out on the battle stats here. Pythagoras won again. And taking, of course, because he stood in the front line compared to Marco Polo, which didn't. And the winning is actually done by the damage absorbed. So, well, I'm not sure that's a fair comparison. But, well, it is what it is. And, well, let's just move on to the next battle. Now here, let's land on our foes here and see if we can perform just as great this time. Well, so far the last few battles we couldn't win as 3-star here. Maybe this is the time where this is to change. Let's see how it turns out when we finish the battle. We still have a few more waves that does a great deal of damage until they actually start dying, the units. Now having him jumping in here, well, he'll absorb a lot of damage that would otherwise have hit these, which makes it easier for Naya to keep them all alive, because, well, the damage is spread out on a lot more heroes, and now he's in a bad position. You can see there how fast he dies in there. Again, I said he is a gambit to have, especially when he lands like that. The only one that can avoid that is you choosing to rule yourself when it's the right time to use his ability. Now look at the battle stats. Well, he did a fairly large amount of damage, even though he died quite fast in the third wave. Now let's move on to the final battle here and see what it looks like. Let's just charge in and see if we win a 3-star here. I think the likelihood of Marco Polo doing, well, something that can seem like a suicide is way less in this round, because especially now there's 8 seconds for him before he'll do it, and the front line is settled. It's more likely than one of our own other heroes die. Nope, Pythagoras didn't survive this one and land a bit too low. Oh, and there goes Aemilius Tertius too. So it's going really sideways now. Well, I'm not sure we can blame that on Marco Polo though, but let's look at the battle stats and make a conclusion afterwards. And now let's look into it. Remember to compare these numbers with these numbers, because here there's the difference is Ocelotl compared to Marco Polo, and he does way more damage on Ocelotl, which is a good thing. AAA is damaging around the same amount. Aemilius Tertius, well, he damages a little less actually, or quite a lot actually, and Pythagoras damage a lot less, which, well, it can only be contributed because Marco Polo steals it right in front of his nose. Otherwise, he shouldn't be going down. There isn't things that actually should affect him that much. And Naya of the Cave Clan does a deal less damage too. Damage absorption, well, Marco Polo doesn't take a lot because Ocelotl always went to the front line. Marco Polo, of course, doesn't do that, so of course he'll have a lot less damage there. It should be calling out on someone else, but, well, Aemilius Tertius wasn't really affected by it, but he was on the other end of the battle. It should more be red. And Pythagoras, as you can see, he's also have way more damage that he needs to absorb compared to when Ocelotl was there. So it is a much different battle, and well, I'd say it's hard to say which hero is best to use. There's not too much difference between how much Knight of the Cave Clan needed to heal, and well, we didn't turn out to have well, 3-star battles only, so somewhere there needs to be another amount of protection. I won't say Marco Polo is better than Ocelot. Well, it will very much depend on the situation and your ability to let him use his powers at the right time. I'll say thank you for watching this video.